Welcome to Bookwaves Audio. Today you are about to begin a journey into one of the most powerful ideas of personal transformation, breaking the habit of being yourself. Have you ever felt stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same mistakes, or living the same life over and over again? Do you wonder why change feels so difficult, even when you know exactly what you want? The truth is, most of us live by habits that keep us trapped in an old version of ourselves. But here's the exciting part. You have the ability to change not just what you do, but who you are being. This audiobook will guide you through the science of thoughts, the power of emotions, and the hidden patterns in your brain that shape your life. Step by step, you'll discover how to reprogram your mind, break free from the past, and create a future where your true potential can finally unfold. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Bookwaves Audio so you never miss an audiobook that can change your life. Now, take a deep breath, open your mind, and get ready to begin a journey of transformation. Chapter 1. Why Change is Possible. Most people wake up each morning and assume that today will be just like yesterday. They expect to think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, act in the same ways, and experience the same results. For many, life begins to feel like a repeating loop. They start believing the story that who they are today is exactly who they must be tomorrow. They tell themselves, "This is just the way I am. I can't change." But the truth is far more empowering. Change is not only possible, it is built into the very design of your brain and body. If you look closely at your own life, you might notice how often you have wanted something different. Perhaps you wanted to be healthier, more confident, less stressed, or more successful. Maybe you wanted to start a new habit, like exercising daily, or stop an old one, like procrastinating. Often you begin with excitement and determination. For a few days things seem to go well, but then the pull of your old self grows stronger, and you slip back into the same routines. It feels as if invisible chains are holding you in place. This cycle of trying and failing convinces many people that change is impossible. But in reality the problem is not you, it is the way you have been trained to think and feel. The first step toward real transformation is understanding that you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. What you need is awareness of how your brain and body work together to create your experience of life. Once you understand the hidden patterns that shape your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, you can begin to break free. You can literally rewire your brain, teach your body new ways of feeling, and create a new identity for yourself. For a long time, science believed that the brain was fixed after childhood. Researchers thought that once you became an adult, your brain stopped changing. If you were shy, you would always be shy. If you lacked confidence, that was simply who you were. But over the last few decades, discoveries in neuroscience have completely changed that picture. We now know that the brain is plastic. It can adapt, reorganize, and create new connections throughout your entire life. This ability is called neuroplasticity, and it means that every time you think a new thought, practice a new behavior, or feel a new emotion, you are reshaping your brain. Think of your brain like a vast forest filled with paths. Every thought you think is like walking down one of those paths. The more often you think the same thought, the more worn and familiar that path becomes. If you constantly think, "I'm not good enough," that path grows wide and easy to travel. Your brain will automatically send you down it. But when you begin to think differently, when you tell yourself, "I am capable, I can learn, I can grow," you are stepping off the old path and creating a new one. At first, it feels uncomfortable and difficult, but the more often you walk the new path, the stronger it becomes. Eventually the old path fades, and the new one becomes your default. This is not just a metaphor. Brain scans have shown that new neurons and new connections are built every time you learn, practice, or imagine something new. Your brain is always adapting to your focus. If you focus on fear, doubt, and limitation, your brain will strengthen those networks. If you focus on courage, gratitude, and possibility, your brain will strengthen those instead. The power of change lies in where you place your attention. But thoughts alone are not the whole story. Every thought you think produces a chemical signal in your brain. Those chemicals flow through your body and create emotions. For example, when you think of a stressful situation, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol, your heart beats faster, your muscles tense, and your stomach tightens. The thought created the emotion, and the emotion reinforced the thought. Over time, this cycle becomes a habit. You don't even have to think consciously about stress anymore. Your body remembers it. In this way, your body becomes the unconscious mind, automatically repeating old patterns of feeling and reacting. This explains why change feels so hard. You are not just trying to change your thoughts. You are also retraining your body, which has memorized your old self through years of repetition. But the hopeful truth is that just as the body can learn stress, fear, or doubt, it can also learn calm, confidence, and joy. When you practice new thoughts and feelings long enough, your body begins to believe them too. This is the essence of breaking the habit of being yourself. Consider the example of a person who has struggled with anxiety for years. Their mind constantly imagines worst-case scenarios, failing at work, being judged by others, losing what they care about. Each of these thoughts releases stress chemicals that make the body feel nervous and tense. Over time, the body gets used to living in this state. Even if the person tries to relax, their body pulls them back into anxiety because that has become the familiar habit. But when this person begins practicing mindfulness, noticing their anxious thoughts without judgment, and replacing them with calming images or affirmations, something new begins to happen. Slowly, their brain rewires. Their body learns what it feels like to be calm. The more they practice, the more natural this state becomes. Change is not instant, but it is inevitable when practiced consistently. Another example is someone who grew up believing they were not smart enough. Perhaps teachers or parents criticized them, and they repeated those thoughts until they became part of their identity. Every failure seemed to confirm it. But when this person begins to challenge those beliefs, when they study, learn, and remind themselves, "I am capable of growing," they start to create new connections in the brain. With each success, no matter how small, their confidence grows. Eventually the old identity of not smart enough fades, replaced by a new self who believes in growth and potential. What makes change possible is the understanding that you are not your past. Your old patterns of thought and emotion may feel powerful, but they are not permanent. Each day, you are wiring and firing new connections in your brain. Each moment is an opportunity to choose differently. You can decide to think a new thought, feel a new emotion, and take a new action. With practice, these choices become habits, and those habits become your new self. It is important to be patient with this process. Just as it took years to create your old self, it will take time to fully create the new one. You cannot expect to think positively for one day and instantly erase years of negative thinking, but with repetition and commitment, the shift is guaranteed. Your brain and body are designed to change. The key is consistent practice and belief in the process. So why is change possible? Because you are not fixed. You are not trapped by your past. You are a living system of thoughts, emotions, and habits that can be rewired at any moment. The science of neuroplasticity proves it. The experiences of countless people who have transformed their lives confirm it. And deep down, your own desire for growth shows it. You are capable of becoming someone new, someone freer, happier, and more aligned with the life you truly want. This is the beginning of the journey. The rest of this audiobook will show you how to take this knowledge and turn it into practice. You will learn how to recognize your old patterns, how to interrupt them, and how to replace them with new ways of being. You will see how thoughts create reality, how emotions shape identity, and how to step beyond the limits of your past. The first step is believing that change is possible. Once you accept this truth, the door to transformation swings wide open. Chapter 2. The Science of Thoughts and Reality. Every thought you have carries energy. Every thought influences the brain and the body. Most people do not realize the power hidden in their mind. Thoughts are not just ideas that come and go. They are signals that create patterns in the brain. These patterns repeat themselves. When repeated enough, they become habits. Habits shape actions. Actions shape identity. Identity shapes your reality. This chain shows how thoughts ultimately create your life experience. People often believe the world controls them. They believe life is happening to them. They do not see that the mind filters and interprets every experience. You notice what matches your dominant thoughts. You ignore what does not. This is why two people can face the same situation and experience it differently. One person may see danger and failure. Another may see opportunity and growth. The situation is the same. The difference is in the mind that interprets it. Every thought produces a chemical signal in the body. Stressful thoughts release stress hormones. Heart rate increases. Muscles tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. The body reacts as if danger is real. Over time, these reactions become automatic. The body memorizes patterns of tension and anxiety. This makes change feel difficult. Positive thoughts produce calming chemicals. Heart rate slows. Muscles relax. Breathing deepens. The body learns balance. Repeated positive thoughts create new patterns. These patterns gradually dominate old ones. The brain is highly adaptable. This quality is called neuroplasticity. New connections form when new thoughts are repeated. Old connections weaken when not used. You can literally rewire the brain by practicing new thinking. This is the foundation of breaking old habits. Imagine the brain as a forest of paths. Each thought is a step along a path. Repeated thoughts widen the path. The brain travels the easiest path, automatically. New thoughts create new paths. At first, walking the new path is difficult. Old paths pull you back. With repetition, the new path becomes easier. The old path fades. The new path becomes the default. This is how identity changes. Thoughts also produce chemical signals that flow through the body. These chemicals create feelings. Negative thoughts produce tension and discomfort. Positive thoughts produce calm and ease. Thoughts shape feelings. Feelings reinforce thoughts. This cycle runs automatically. The body becomes the unconscious mind. Behavior follows without awareness. Every repeated thought becomes part of who you are. Epigenetics adds another layer. Your genes are not fixed blueprints. They respond to signals from the environment. Thoughts and emotions are part of that environment. Chronic stress activates stress-related genes. Positive feelings activate genes for growth and repair. You are not a victim of your DNA. You can influence how it expresses itself. Your daily thoughts and feelings shape your biology. Consider a person living with constant anger. Every angry thought triggers stress chemicals. Blood pressure rises. The immune system weakens. The body becomes prone to illness. Now consider someone who practices daily gratitude. Their thoughts trigger calming chemicals. The body heals more efficiently. Energy and strength increase. The difference begins in the mind. One person sees the world as threatening. Another sees the world as supportive. The mind directs the body and shapes experience. Quantum physics also shows that reality is not fixed until observed. Possibility exists in many forms until focus collapses it into experience. Your attention creates reality. Focusing on fear creates fearful experiences. Focusing on growth creates opportunity and progress. This is not magic. This is the natural function of the mind. The brain filters massive amounts of information to match dominant thoughts. You literally see what you expect to see. Changing reality begins with changing thought. This does not mean ignoring problems. It means directing attention to what is possible. It means practicing new thoughts until they dominate. At first the new thoughts feel strange. Old patterns pull strongly. With repetition, new thoughts grow stronger. New feelings emerge. The body learns the new state. New actions follow naturally. The old self gradually fades. A person who feels unlucky can practice gratitude each day. They notice small positive things. The brain builds new circuits. The body begins to feel calm and light. They start seeing more good events. Reality shifts because perception shifts. A person who feels powerless can practice thoughts of capability. Daily affirmations and small actions build new circuits. Confidence grows. Weakness fades. Empowerment becomes real. Your past does not define your future. New neural connections form every day. Each thought shapes emotion and behavior. Repeated thoughts create identity. Identity can be rebuilt with intentional practice. Change is possible for everyone. It is natural. You are wired to grow and adapt. The habit of being yourself can be changed by repeated thought. The old self is not permanent. The subconscious mind plays a large role in this process. Most of your thoughts and feelings operate below awareness. The subconscious stores patterns from the past. It controls automatic behaviors. It reacts to familiar stimuli. Conscious effort alone cannot override subconscious programming immediately. Consistent practice is required. New thoughts and behaviors must be repeated until they are stored in the subconscious. Then they become automatic. The subconscious mind then supports the new identity. Consider a person who grew up believing they were not smart enough. Every failure reinforced that belief. Conscious thinking could not overcome it immediately. Over time, they practiced new beliefs. I can learn, I can grow, I can succeed. These thoughts were repeated daily. Each success confirmed them. Slowly the subconscious mind accepted the new programming. The person became confident. The brain and body adapted. Identity changed. This shows why awareness is critical. You cannot change what you do not notice. Observing thoughts and emotions is the first step. Notice which thoughts dominate. Notice how the body reacts. Decide which thoughts to strengthen. Repeat thoughts aligned with the life you want. Your subconscious mind will eventually accept the new patterns. Change will become automatic. The science of thoughts reveals that every repeated thought has consequences. Every repeated thought shapes neural pathways, emotions, and behavior. Every repeated thought builds identity. You are the result of your daily thinking. This gives control over life. You are not helpless. You can choose your dominant thoughts. You can shape your emotions. You can create your own reality. By understanding and practicing these principles, you can break old patterns. You can replace fear with courage. You can replace doubt with confidence. You can create habits that serve growth. You can build an identity that supports your goals. Reality follows, because your mind has changed. Consistent practice rewires the brain. The body learns new feelings. Actions follow. Identity transforms naturally. This chapter lays the foundation for change. Awareness of thoughts leads to awareness of patterns. Awareness of patterns allows intentional practice. Intentional practice reshapes the brain and body. The habit of being yourself is built by repeated thought. The habit can be replaced with new thought. Every moment offers the chance to practice. Change is possible. Transformation begins today. Chapter 3. The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Every human mind has two levels of consciousness. There is the conscious mind that thinks and reasons. There is the subconscious mind that stores habits, memories, and patterns. Most of life is controlled by the subconscious mind. It runs the body automatically. It controls emotions, reactions, and behaviors. It reacts to familiar triggers, even when the conscious mind is unaware. The subconscious mind is like a powerful computer. It records every experience, every thought, every feeling. It stores them as programs that run automatically. These programs shape how you respond to life. If you grew up believing you are not capable, the subconscious will reinforce that belief. Every action will support the old program until new programming is established. This is why change can feel difficult. The conscious mind may want to act differently. The subconscious mind holds the old pattern. It pulls the body and mind back to what is familiar. The subconscious resists change because it wants safety and predictability. It has been programmed over years to keep you in known territory. The old self feels comfortable even if it limits you. Neuroscience shows that the subconscious mind is more powerful than the conscious mind. The conscious mind can hold 7 to 9 pieces of information at a time. The subconscious mind stores billions of pieces of data. The conscious mind reasons and plans. The subconscious mind decides automatically. It shapes feelings, instincts, and impulses. Most of what you do every day is guided by the subconscious mind. Understanding the subconscious mind is essential for change. You cannot control life only with conscious thought. You must work with the subconscious mind. It can be retrained and reprogrammed. The process requires awareness, repetition, and imagination. Thoughts that are repeated become beliefs. Beliefs shape feelings and actions. Actions reinforce beliefs. The cycle continues until the old pattern is replaced with a new one. Visualization is one way to program the subconscious mind. When you imagine yourself acting differently, you send signals to the subconscious. If you repeat the visualization daily, the subconscious begins to accept it as real. This triggers new emotions and actions. Gradually, the brain and body adjust to the new pattern. Visualization must be vivid, detailed, and emotionally charged. The subconscious responds to the experience of the mind more than logic. Affirmations are another method to influence the subconscious mind. Statements repeated consistently shape belief systems. Simple sentences such as "I am capable," "I am confident," "I can learn," "I can grow," build new programs. Repetition and emotion are key. The subconscious mind learns best through repetition and feeling. This is how habits are formed and reformed. Consider a person who wants to become more confident. They may feel nervous speaking in front of others. Consciously, they want to be brave. Subconsciously, they have a program of fear. Visualization and affirmations create new circuits in the brain. Repeatedly imagining success and feeling courage trains the subconscious. Over time, nervousness decreases. Confidence becomes automatic. The body and mind support the new identity. The subconscious mind also controls memory. Experiences are stored with associated emotions. The mind recalls memories that match current feelings and thoughts. This explains why certain situations trigger automatic emotional responses. The body reacts before conscious thought. Old habits and patterns emerge without awareness. Retraining the subconscious rewrites these responses. Sleep is important for subconscious programming. During sleep, the brain processes information and consolidates learning. Repeated thoughts and feelings influence dream states and memory storage. Practicing new thoughts before sleep strengthens subconscious learning. The mind absorbs these ideas more deeply when consciousness is at rest. This is why nightly repetition of new habits is powerful. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind. Logic alone does not change deeply ingrained patterns. Feeling a new identity is essential. Emotions provide the energy that programs new neural pathways. When the mind experiences belief and confidence as emotion, the body adapts. Actions follow naturally. Subconscious programming becomes automatic. Meditation and mindfulness are also effective. Observing thoughts without judgment allows you to separate conscious awareness from subconscious patterns. Awareness weakens old programs. It gives space to introduce new thoughts and emotions. The subconscious mind begins to accept new patterns when it senses safety and repetition. Consistency is more important than intensity. Consider a person who fears failure. They may have repeated experiences of criticism and disappointment. Consciously, they desire courage and success. Subconsciously, fear dominates. Daily visualization of success, emotional affirmation and mindfulness slowly reprogram the subconscious. Neural pathways are reinforced. The body learns new responses. Confidence becomes automatic. Failures are no longer as threatening. New identity takes hold. The subconscious mind also influences physical health. Thoughts and beliefs shape hormone release, immune function, and nervous system responses. Chronic negative programming can weaken the body. Positive programming strengthens resilience and healing. Mind and body are deeply connected. The subconscious mind is the bridge between thought and physical experience. To work with the subconscious mind, it is necessary to be patient. Old programming is deeply rooted. Change does not happen overnight. Small repeated steps lead to transformation. Awareness of thoughts, emotions, and actions is essential. Repetition builds new circuits. Visualization and affirmation fuel emotional learning. Subconscious patterns gradually shift. A new identity emerges. The power of the subconscious mind explains why change is possible for everyone. You are not your past. Habits and beliefs are learned. They can be unlearned and replaced. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are tools for creating a new self. The subconscious mind holds the blueprint of who you have been. It can also hold the blueprint of who you choose to become. Every day offers opportunities to reprogram the subconscious. Every thought and emotion matters. Awareness and intention guide the process. Repetition and emotion strengthen the learning. Your mind and body adapt naturally. Transformation becomes permanent when subconscious programming supports conscious goals. The subconscious mind is the source of both limitation and freedom. Left unattended, it maintains old habits. Engaged intentionally, it creates a new life. Understanding and working with the subconscious mind is the key to breaking the habit of being yourself. It is the hidden force behind your identity. The more you work with it, the more aligned your life becomes with your desires. This chapter shows that conscious effort alone is not enough. You must train the subconscious mind. You must feed it new thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Repetition and consistency build automatic change. Visualization, affirmation, mindfulness, and emotional experience are powerful tools. Over time, the subconscious mind supports the new self. Life transforms naturally as the old programming fades. By mastering the subconscious mind, you unlock the door to change. You gain control over thoughts, emotions, and actions. You can become more confident, courageous, and resilient. You can break free from limiting habits and beliefs. The life you desire is achievable when subconscious programming aligns with conscious intention. Every repeated thought shapes the brain, body, and identity. Change begins from the inside out. This chapter provides the foundation for working with the subconscious mind. Awareness, repetition, emotion, and imagination are the key principles. The next chapters will show how to apply these principles to create new patterns and a new identity. Transformation is possible. The power is within your own mind. Chapter 4. The Quantum You and Creating New Reality. Life is not as fixed as most people believe. The world appears solid and certain. Every day seems predictable, yet science shows reality is much more flexible. Quantum physics reveals that the act of observation shapes what is real. The mind plays a central role in creating experience. Thoughts focus energy and potential. Attention collapses possibility into experience. This principle opens the door to conscious creation of life. The human mind is deeply connected to this quantum reality. Every thought produces electrical and chemical signals. These signals influence the brain, body, and environment. The mind constantly filters information based on beliefs and expectations. You notice what matches your dominant patterns. The subconscious mind reinforces familiar experiences. This is why repeated thoughts become reality. Habitual thinking shapes life automatically. Quantum principles show that nothing is truly fixed until observed. Possibilities exist in a field of potential. The mind focuses on one outcome. This focus collapses the possibilities into a single experience. Your attention is a creative force. It directs energy and brings certain outcomes into being. This explains why expectation and belief have such a powerful effect. Your inner state directly influences outer reality. Every thought you hold carries energy. Negative thoughts create tension and resistance. Positive thoughts create flow and opportunity. Repeated thoughts strengthens corresponding patterns. Over time, these patterns shape perception. Perception becomes your reality. You literally experience the world that aligns with your dominant thinking and feeling. Consider a person who believes life is unfair. Their mind notices injustice everywhere. Situations seem hostile and threatening. They experience setbacks repeatedly. The subconscious mind amplifies familiar patterns. The quantum field responds to the focus of attention. The person continues to experience hardship. Change requires shifting focus and creating new thought patterns. Another person may believe the world is full of opportunity. Their mind notices possibilities. Even challenges appear as lessons. The subconscious reinforces positive patterns. The quantum field reflects abundance and potential. Life unfolds in alignment with the mind. Attention and belief shape reality in powerful ways. Visualization is a tool to harness this quantum potential. Imagining the desired outcome with clarity and feeling signals the subconscious mind. The brain prepares the body for action. Neural pathways align with the vision. The subconscious accepts the experience as real. Emotions energize the process. Repetition strengthens the effect. Over time, the envisioned reality manifests. Emotion is a key factor in creating reality. The subconscious mind responds to feeling more than logic. When the mind experiences belief as emotion, the body adapts. Action flows naturally. Neural pathways reinforce the new state. Repeated focus and feeling collapse possibilities into the desired experience. The quantum mind responds to intensity and clarity of thought and feeling. Intentional practice shapes both brain and life. Daily thoughts of abundance, health, and growth train the subconscious. They signal the brain to create supporting pathways. The body learns new ways to respond. Automatic reactions shift. Old patterns weaken. New patterns become dominant. Reality changes as the internal state changes. The subconscious mind stores habitual thought patterns. These patterns influence perception and action. Quantum principles show that potential exists until observed. The mind chooses where to place attention. Attention aligns with subconscious patterns. When conscious and subconscious intention match, the quantum field responds. This creates a new reality. Consider a person seeking confidence and success. Their old patterns include fear and doubt. Conscious effort alone cannot overcome deeply ingrained beliefs. Subconscious retraining is required. Daily visualization, emotional practice, and consistent repetition create new circuits. The subconscious begins to accept the new identity. The quantum field aligns with the new focus. Opportunities arise that support growth. Life begins to reflect the inner state. Belief amplifies effect. Strong belief generates energy in the body and brain. Energy directs attention and action. Subconscious acceptance strengthens neural pathways. The quantum field responds. Repeated focus produces momentum. Possibilities collapse into real experiences. Your inner state determines what manifests outside. Thought and feeling are inseparable. Thought directs focus. Feeling energizes focus. Action follows naturally. Repetition solidifies identity. Identity shapes perception. Perception determines what is noticed. What is noticed is experienced. Experiences feed back into thought patterns. This cycle reinforces reality. Conscious attention can redirect the cycle toward new outcomes. Small consistent changes in thought and feeling accumulate. They produce shifts in behavior and perception. These shifts signal the subconscious mind. Neural pathways strengthen. Automatic reactions change. The body adapts to the new state. The old reality fades. The new reality emerges. The quantum mind responds continuously to focus and belief. Awareness is crucial. Observing thoughts and feelings allows intentional choice. Noticing which patterns dominate prevents unconscious repetition. Conscious focus provides direction. The subconscious and quantum potential respond to consistent practice. Change becomes natural when mind, body, and intention align. Every day offers the opportunity to create consciously. The inner world shapes the outer world. Thoughts combined with emotion produce energy. Energy directs attention. Attention collapses possibility into experience. The quantum you participates actively in shaping reality. Awareness and repetition are the tools. Patience ensures gradual integration. Transformation is steady and cumulative. Health, wealth, relationships, and personal growth are influenced by this principle. Where focus goes, energy flows. Subconscious patterns shape perception. Perception determines experience. By training the mind and aligning thought and emotion, you influence the unfolding of life. Small repeated practices accumulate into significant change over time. Visualization, meditation, and focused intention are powerful tools. They signal the subconscious and align conscious focus. Neural pathways adapt. Emotional experience reinforces learning. The body and mind accept new identity. Opportunities appear that match new patterns. Action flows naturally. Life begins to reflect inner transformation. The quantum you has potential beyond habitual experience. Old patterns can be broken. New identities can be created. Repetition, awareness, and emotional engagement are essential. Subconscious retraining supports conscious intention. Life becomes a reflection of your inner state. Reality is malleable and responds to the mind. This chapter demonstrates the connection between consciousness and reality. Thoughts, feelings, and attention create energy patterns. These patterns shape perception. Perception determines experience. Subconscious programming and quantum principles explain why consistent focus and intention produce change. The mind is a creative force. Reality is responsive. You can consciously participate in creating the life you desire. By mastering focus, emotion, and intention, you align conscious and subconscious mind. Neural pathways strengthen. Subconscious patterns support new identity. The quantum field reflects the new focus. Life manifests in accordance with the internal state. Transformation becomes natural. Old limitations fade. New possibilities emerge. The quantum you is the key to breaking the habit of being yourself. Conscious attention guides energy. Subconscious programming supports action. Repeated focus and emotional intensity collapse possibility into reality. Every thought matters. Every feeling matters. Every repeated action matters. The life you desire is built from within. Chapter 5. How your brain creates your reality. The brain is the central command of human experience. Every thought, feeling, and perception passes through it. The brain does not passively record reality. It actively constructs it. Sensory input arrives constantly from the world. The brain filters and interprets information. It decides what is important, what is real, and what is ignored. Perception becomes experience. Every thought creates a pattern in the brain. Electrical impulses travel along neurons. Chemical signals affect the body and mind. Repeated thoughts strengthen certain circuits. Old circuits fade when not used. This process is called neuroplasticity. Your brain literally rewires itself based on what you think and feel. Identity is built from these circuits. Reality flows from the identity your brain constructs. The subconscious mind plays a major role. It stores beliefs, habits, and memories. It reacts automatically to familiar triggers. Most of daily life is guided by subconscious programming. This explains why people repeat the same patterns even when conscious thought wants change. The brain follows established neural pathways. New patterns require repetition to solidify. Consistency is key for change. Emotion amplifies the brain's effect on reality. Feelings send strong signals to neurons. Fear creates tension and stress chemicals. Calmness creates balance and healing chemicals. The body responds to the brain's signals. Over time, repeated emotional responses become automatic. They shape perception and behavior. Your inner state determines what the brain notices and how it reacts. Expectation is another powerful force. The brain tends to notice what matches beliefs and expectations. People see confirmation of their dominant patterns. This is why two people can experience the same event differently. One sees challenge and opportunity. The other sees threat and limitation. The difference lies in how the brain interprets input. Focus creates selective perception. Reality is filtered through the mind. The brain also predicts outcomes based on past experience. It runs simulations to anticipate results. Past patterns influence future perception. If the brain expects failure, it highlights risks and obstacles. If it expects growth, it notices opportunities and solutions. These predictions shape behavior. Behavior reinforces belief. Belief reshapes perception. Perception determines reality. Memory affects how the brain constructs reality. Experiences are stored with associated emotions. Past experiences provide a template for interpreting new situations. Familiar patterns are repeated automatically. The brain continuously uses memory to guide action and attention. Awareness of memory patterns allows conscious redirection. New experiences gradually update templates. Attention directs the brain's energy. The mind is constantly choosing what to focus on. Where focus goes, energy flows. Repeated focus strengthens neural pathways. It trains the brain to notice related information. Opportunities appear that align with focused thought. The brain becomes attuned to what matters most. Conscious attention shapes both perception and reality. Visualization is a method to train the brain. Imagining desired outcomes prepares the nervous system. The brain begins to respond as if the vision is real. Subconscious patterns are activated. Emotions energize the process. Repetition strengthens circuits. The body and mind adjust to the envisioned reality. Over time, what was imagined manifests in life. Belief guides the brain's creation of reality. Strong belief produces consistent focus and emotion. Neural circuits align with belief. Subconscious mind reinforces the pattern. The brain prioritizes actions and perceptions that match belief. Life begins to reflect internal expectation. Conscious intention combined with subconscious acceptance produces change. The brain also creates reality through language. Thoughts are often expressed in inner speech. Inner speech directs attention and emotion. Positive inner statements reinforce helpful neural pathways. Negative inner statements reinforce limiting pathways. Awareness and deliberate phrasing of thought strengthens desired patterns. Mindful language creates constructive reality. The brain is influenced by repetition. Repeated thoughts create automatic responses. Old patterns fade when unused. Repetition trains the subconscious. Automatic behavior emerges that matches new patterns. The brain integrates new identity. Consistent thought and action reshape reality over time. Small daily practices accumulate into transformation. Neurochemistry connects thought to body. Brain signals influence hormones and nervous system activity. Positive patterns create flow and balance. Negative patterns create stress and tension. The body becomes aligned with dominant brain patterns. Mind and body are inseparable in shaping experience. The brain is the conductor of this orchestra. The brain also filters sensory information. Not all input reaches consciousness. Selection is based on dominant patterns and beliefs. The mind highlights information that confirms existing circuits. This selective filtering reinforces identity and perception. Conscious attention can override filtering. New focus creates new circuits and reshapes perception. The brain anticipates consequences. Predictions are based on past patterns and beliefs. Anticipation triggers emotional and physical responses. Fear triggers tension and withdrawal. Confidence triggers readiness and approach. The body responds as if the prediction is real. Neural feedback strengthens expectation and behavior. Reality emerges from the brain's interpretation. The brain is constantly creating meaning. Every event is interpreted through belief, memory, and expectation. Meaning shapes emotion and attention. Emotion reinforces patterns. Attention guides perception. Perception produces experience. This continuous cycle creates the reality you live in. Awareness allows intentional intervention. Conscious effort is necessary to guide the brain. Observing thoughts and feelings interrupts automatic patterns. Repetition of new thoughts creates new circuits. Visualization, affirmation, and emotional engagement reinforce learning. The brain begins to support the new identity. Old limitations gradually fade. Reality transforms in alignment with mind and intention. Sleep enhances the brain's role in creating reality. During rest, neural circuits consolidate learning. Subconscious mind integrates repeated thoughts and experiences. Visualization and practice before sleep strengthen subconscious programming. Patterns reinforced during rest become automatic. Transformation is deepened. The body and mind adapt naturally. Attention, emotion, and repetition combine to shape the brain. The brain interprets input, predicts outcomes, filters perception, and guides behavior. The subconscious mind executes patterns automatically. Conscious attention redirects energy to create new pathways. Over time, new patterns dominate. The brain creates a new reality. Identity, behavior, and perception align with intention. The power of the brain to create reality shows that change is possible for everyone. Past experience does not determine the future. Neural pathways can be rewired. Subconscious programming can be updated. Attention, emotion, and repetition create lasting transformation. Every thought and feeling matters. Every repeated action reinforces new identity. Reality is malleable and responds to internal patterns. By understanding how the brain constructs reality, you gain control. You can reshape perception, emotion, and behavior. You can build identity that supports growth and fulfillment. Life becomes a reflection of internal patterns. Consistent practice and intentional focus allow the brain to create a reality that aligns with your desires. The habit of being yourself can be replaced by the habit of creating who you choose to be. Chapter 6. How to rewire your brain for a new reality. The human brain is highly adaptable. It is designed to change based on experience. Every thought you think, and every action you take, alters neural connections. This is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity allows you to break old habits and create new ones. You can literally rewire your brain to support the life you want. Change begins with awareness. You must observe your current thought patterns. Notice which thoughts dominate your mind. Observe the feelings they create in the body. Awareness allows you to identify old habits that no longer serve you. It provides a starting point for intentional change. Without awareness, the brain continues old patterns automatically. Next comes intention. Decide what you want to create. Your brain responds to clear intention. The subconscious mind needs direction. Define the new patterns you want to build. Think about the person you want to become. Focus on the habits, thoughts, and feelings of that person. Intention guides attention and energy toward new pathways. Repetition is essential for rewiring. New patterns require consistent practice. Repeated thoughts strengthen neural circuits. Repeated behaviors reinforce habits. Repetition turns conscious effort into automatic response. The brain begins to default to the new pattern. Old circuits weaken when not used. Change becomes natural. Visualization is a powerful tool. Imagining the desired outcome sends signals to the brain. The brain prepares the body for the imagined experience. Subconscious patterns align with the vision. Emotions enhance the effect. When you vividly imagine success, confidence, or health, the brain interprets it as real experience. Repetition strengthens circuits and reinforces new identity. Affirmation supports the process. Repeated statements of desired qualities guide the brain. I am capable. I am confident. I can learn. I can grow. These statements help the subconscious accept the new identity. Emotional engagement makes them more effective. Words combined with feeling create energy that rewires neural pathways. Emotion is the language of the brain. Logic alone does not rewire deeply ingrained patterns. The subconscious responds to feeling. When you feel confident or strong, the brain aligns with that experience. Neural pathways adapt. Actions follow automatically. Emotion energizes and solidifies new circuits. Mindfulness and meditation support rewiring. Observing thoughts without judgment allows the brain to separate old automatic patterns from conscious awareness. This weakens the influence of old habits. Space is created for new thoughts to take root. Regular practice of mindfulness strengthens attention and reinforces intentional rewiring. Sleep plays a vital role in brain rewiring. During sleep, neural connections consolidate learning. Repeated thoughts and practices are stored in memory. Subconscious mind integrates new experiences. Patterns reinforced during rest become automatic. The body adapts to new states more effectively after sleep. Practicing new thoughts before sleep enhances transformation. Small daily actions accelerate change. Rewiring does not require dramatic effort. Consistent small steps produce cumulative results. Daily practice strengthens circuits. Each repetition reinforces new habits. Automatic responses gradually shift. The old identity fades. The new identity emerges naturally. The brain filters information to match dominant patterns. Old habits bias perception. New patterns require attention and awareness to override automatic filtering. Direct conscious focus to what you want to create. Notice opportunities that match the new identity. The brain adapts to support the new focus. Reality begins to reflect internal change. Expect resistance from old patterns. The subconscious mind prefers safety and predictability. Change feels uncomfortable initially. Old circuits pull strongly. Patience and repetition overcome resistance. Persistence ensures that new pathways dominate. The brain gradually aligns with the new reality. Belief strengthens the process. Strong belief energizes intention and attention. It aligns the subconscious mind with conscious goals. Neural pathways respond to consistent belief and emotional engagement. The more you believe in your capacity to change, the faster the brain rewires. Confidence grows as circuits strengthen. New patterns become automatic. Memory plays a key role. Past experiences create templates for current perception. Old habits influence new experiences. To rewire the brain, you must introduce new templates. Repetition of new thoughts and behaviors gradually replaces old patterns. The brain learns to interpret new experiences through the lens of the desired identity. Focus is the creative force. Where attention goes, energy flows. Repeated attention builds strong circuits. The brain notices opportunities and solutions that match new focus. Conscious attention directs energy to the new identity. Subconscious patterns follow. Reality shifts. As the brain integrates new information, visualization combined with action reinforces learning. Imagining desired outcomes trains neural pathways. Acting in ways that align with the vision confirms new identity. Emotion energizes the process. Repetition solidifies circuits. Over time, the brain supports the new reality automatically. The mind and body are connected. Brain rewiring affects posture, breathing, energy and response to stress. Subconscious patterns influence physical state. New mental patterns create new bodily responses. Confidence, calmness, and resilience become automatic. Physical state aligns with new identity. Awareness, intention, repetition, emotion, and action form a complete system for rewiring the brain. Each element strengthens the others. Awareness identifies old patterns. Intention guides focus. Repetition solidifies new circuits. Emotion energizes change. Action confirms learning. Integration of all elements ensures lasting transformation. Change is gradual, but cumulative. Each small step compounds over time. Daily practice produces noticeable shifts. Old limitations fade. New strengths emerge. Identity transforms naturally. The brain and body adapt to the new reality. Transformation is sustainable when repeated consistently. The subconscious mind supports rewiring when consistent signals are provided. Repeated visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement and action create alignment. Old habits lose dominance. New identity becomes automatic. The brain constructs reality according to the patterns reinforced consistently. Rewiring the brain creates freedom. You are no longer bound by old habits and limiting beliefs. Conscious attention and intentional practice allow creation of a new self. The brain adapts to support the life you choose. Possibilities expand as patterns change. Every thought, feeling, and action contributes to new reality. The process is ongoing. The brain continues to rewire throughout life. Each experience and thought reinforces or reshapes neural circuits. Intentional practice ensures growth and evolution. You actively participate in creating who you are and the reality you experience. By understanding how to rewire the brain, you gain control over identity and experience. Repetition, emotion, attention, and action are the tools. The brain adapts to support your new identity. Subconscious patterns align with conscious goals. Reality becomes a reflection of your inner state. Transformation is achievable for everyone. This chapter shows that change is practical and scientific. Neuroplasticity provides the mechanism, conscious effort and intentional practice provide the direction. Emotion energizes learning. Repetition consolidates patterns. Subconscious support ensures automatic integration. The brain creates a new reality as old limitations fade. You become the architect of your life. Chapter 7. How thoughts shape your life. Thoughts are the foundation of everything you experience. Every action, emotion, and behavior begins with a thought. The mind continuously generates ideas, images, and judgments. These thoughts are not neutral. They carry energy that influences the brain and body. The repeated thoughts shape habits. Habits shape identity. Identity shapes reality. Understanding this chain allows conscious creation of life. Most people underestimate the power of their thinking. They believe external circumstances control their life. They see the world as happening to them. In truth, the mind filters and interprets every experience. It notices what matches dominant patterns and ignores what does not. This selective attention creates the perception of reality. Your thoughts guide what you see, feel, and do. Repetition makes thoughts powerful. A single thought may pass unnoticed. Repeated thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs shape feelings and behaviors. Actions follow automatically. The brain adapts to repeated patterns. Neural pathways strengthen. Old pathways weaken. The mind begins to operate on autopilot, according to dominant thought patterns. Identity forms unconsciously over time. Negative thoughts produce negative outcomes. Worry, doubt, and fear trigger stress responses in the body. Heart rate increases. Muscles tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. Over time, the body learns to stay in this state automatically. Tension and stress become habitual. Perception focuses on threat and limitation. The subconscious mind reinforces the old pattern until new programming is introduced. Positive thoughts produce positive outcomes. Hope, curiosity, and confidence trigger calm and healing responses. Heart rate slows. Muscles relax. Breathing deepens. The body learns balance. Repeated positive thoughts create new neural circuits. The subconscious mind begins to adopt supportive patterns. Perception focuses on opportunity and possibility. Life begins to shift in alignment with thought. Beliefs amplify the effect of thoughts. Strong beliefs generate consistent focus and emotional energy. Neural circuits align with belief. Subconscious mind reinforces the pattern automatically. Life begins to reflect the dominant belief. If you believe you are capable, opportunities appear that match confidence. If you believe you are limited, challenges seem insurmountable. Thought shapes perception, and perception shapes reality. Visualization is a tool to guide the mind. Imagining yourself acting, achieving, or feeling as desired sends signals to the brain. Subconscious patterns begin to accept the new experience. Emotions energize neural pathways. Repetition strengthens circuits. Over time, imagined outcomes become reflected in reality. The mind learns to act in alignment with the vision. Emotion is essential. The subconscious mind responds to feeling more than logic. Feeling confident or capable reinforces neural pathways. The body adapts to support the desired state. Actions follow automatically. Neural circuits for success, health, and growth strengthen with repeated emotional experience. The mind and body work together to support the new patterns. Attention directs energy. The mind continuously chooses what to focus on. Repeated attention to desired outcomes strengthens neural pathways. The brain begins to notice opportunities that align with focus. Conscious direction of thought and attention allows intentional shaping of experience. Where attention goes, energy flows. Thoughts focused repeatedly create reality. The subconscious mind stores habitual thought patterns. These patterns influence perception and automatic behavior. Old habits continue unless interrupted by conscious effort. Awareness allows identification of limiting thoughts. New thoughts must be repeated until they dominate. Repetition integrates conscious intention with subconscious programming. Old patterns weaken. New patterns strengthen. Automatic responses shift. Language reinforces thought patterns. Inner speech directs attention and emotion. Repeated statements of confidence and capability shape belief systems. Negative self-talk reinforces limiting patterns. Positive inner statements guide the subconscious. Words combined with feeling create energy that strengthens neural pathways. Mindful language contributes to the reality the brain constructs. Memory interacts with thoughts. Past experiences influence perception of the present. Old templates shape automatic interpretation of new situations. Awareness of these templates allows conscious modification. Repeated focus on desired thoughts and outcomes creates new templates. The brain begins to interpret experiences through the lens of new identity. Reality gradually reflects new patterns. Habits are built from repeated thoughts. Thoughts produce neural signals. Repeated thoughts create circuits. Circuits drive automatic behavior. Actions reinforce identity. Identity shapes perception. Perception creates reality. This chain explains why repeated thought is powerful. Repeated thought is the foundation of conscious creation. Fear and worry hijack thought. They trigger automatic stress responses. Body and brain adapt to tension and alertness. Perception narrows. Opportunities are missed. Automatic patterns reinforce limitation. Reprogramming requires consistent new thought, visualization, and emotional engagement. Repetition creates new circuits. Old patterns fade. New patterns dominate. Confidence and growth are built from repeated thought. Focus on capability, learning, and resilience creates supporting neural circuits. Emotional engagement strengthens pathways. Subconscious mind integrates new patterns. Automatic responses align with desired identity. Body posture, energy, and behavior reflect the internal state. Reality follows internal alignment. The mind continuously filters and interprets experience. Attention and repeated thought shape which signals are amplified. Habitual patterns dominate perception until interrupted by intentional focus. New thought creates new attention patterns. Neural circuits adapt. Subconscious mind supports new identity. Automatic behavior shifts. Perception changes. Reality follows. Small daily practices accumulate. Thoughts repeated consistently build identity. Neural circuits strengthen over time. Automatic behavior shifts to reflect the new self. Conscious effort is only needed in the beginning. Repetition and emotional experience create lasting change. The brain adapts naturally to support the new reality. Action reinforces thought. Acting in alignment with new patterns signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural pathways adapt. The body supports new habits. Repetition integrates intention, thought, and behavior. Automatic responses strengthen. Reality begins to mirror internal patterns. Identity becomes consistent with desired outcomes. The power of thought is not limited to personal experience. Thoughts influence perception of relationships, health, and work. Dominant patterns shape how you respond to others. Patterns influence emotional tone and energy. Neural circuits reinforce interpretation of social and environmental input. Reality is experienced through thought-driven perception. Belief and repetition accelerate transformation. Strong belief energizes intention and focus. Repetition reinforces neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates new patterns. Old limitations fade. New patterns dominate. The brain constructs reality according to repeated focus and emotional engagement. Transformation is achievable for anyone willing to practice consistently. The mind is both creator and interpreter of reality. Thoughts shape perception. Perception shapes experience. Repeated thought forms identity. Identity guides automatic responses. Reality emerges as a reflection of internal patterns. Conscious attention, intentional focus, emotional engagement, and repetition allow mastery of thought. Life is built from inside out. This chapter shows that thoughts are not passive. They are active forces that shape the brain, body, and environment. Understanding the power of thought allows conscious participation in creating life. Repeated attention and emotion, combined with consistent action, rewire the brain. Old patterns fade. New identity emerges. Reality begins to reflect the mind that creates it. By mastering thought, emotion, and attention, you shape the brain to create desired outcomes. Repetition solidifies neural circuits. Subconscious patterns support conscious goals. The brain adapts naturally. Reality becomes a reflection of internal alignment. Every thought, every feeling, every repeated action contributes to building the life you desire. Chapter 8. The role of belief in shaping your life. Belief is the foundation of human experience. Every thought and action is filtered through what you believe. Beliefs are powerful programs stored in the subconscious mind. They guide perception, influence emotion, and determine behavior. Every experience is interpreted according to belief. Changing life begins with understanding and reshaping belief. Most people do not realize how beliefs shape reality. They see external events as controlling life. In truth, belief determines what is noticed, remembered, and acted upon. The subconscious mind filters information based on dominant beliefs. Old beliefs create familiar patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior. They reinforce themselves automatically. Life reflects these patterns. Beliefs are formed through experience. Early experiences, culture, education, and repetition create templates in the mind. Positive experiences build supportive beliefs. Negative experiences create limiting beliefs. Once established, beliefs influence perception and action automatically. Old beliefs shape identity until consciously updated. Limiting beliefs create restriction. Belief that you are not capable, not worthy, or not lucky restricts thought and action. Subconscious patterns maintain these beliefs. You unconsciously select experiences that confirm the belief. Reality appears limited. Fear, doubt, and hesitation dominate. Life seems difficult. Breaking free requires conscious intervention. Empowering beliefs create freedom. Belief in capability, growth, and resilience opens new possibilities. Subconscious patterns align with supportive beliefs. Perception shifts to notice opportunity. Emotion supports action. Confidence and courage increase. Life flows in alignment with belief. New patterns create new identity and experience. Repetition strengthens belief. Thoughts and experiences repeated consistently reinforce neural circuits. Belief becomes automatic. The subconscious mind accepts it as truth. New identity emerges naturally. Old limitations fade when replaced by repeated positive focus and emotional engagement. Consistency is key to transformation. Visualization enhances belief. Imagining desired outcomes creates mental experience. Subconscious mind interprets imagined success as real. Emotion energizes the pattern. Neural pathways align with the vision. Repetition consolidates belief. Over time, imagination becomes experience. Life reflects the internal belief system. Affirmations reinforce belief. Repeated statements of desired qualities shape subconscious patterns. Emotional engagement strengthens the effect. Simple sentences such as "I am capable," "I can learn," "I can grow," "I am confident" provide repeated reinforcement. The mind and body adjust to the new belief. Action follows automatically. Emotion is critical. The subconscious mind responds to feeling more than logic. Feeling confidence, courage, and possibility strengthens belief. Neural circuits adapt. Body posture, energy, and action align with belief. Automatic behavior supports the new identity. Repetition and emotional experience solidify transformation. Awareness allows conscious shaping of belief. Observing current beliefs identifies patterns that limit potential. Awareness interrupts automatic reinforcement of old beliefs. Conscious focus introduces new beliefs. Subconscious mind gradually integrates new templates. Reality begins to reflect updated belief system. Belief shapes perception. The mind notices what matches existing belief. Opportunities, challenges, and experiences are filtered through belief. Limiting beliefs narrow perception. Empowering beliefs expand perception. Life appears abundant or scarce, according to dominant belief. The subconscious mind reinforces dominant patterns automatically. The brain predicts outcomes based on belief. Subconscious mind anticipates experience consistent with belief. Fear predicts failure, anxiety, and limitation. Confidence predicts success, learning, and growth. Prediction triggers emotional and physical response. The body and mind prepare automatically. Reality emerges in alignment with expectation. Belief drives action. Thoughts influence perception, which shapes emotion, which guides behavior. Repeated actions reinforce belief. Identity forms automatically. Old limitations persist until new beliefs are consistently reinforced. Transformation requires conscious repetition of positive belief and corresponding action. Memory interacts with belief. Past experiences provide templates for new situations. Limiting experiences shape expectations. Awareness and intentional practice allow rewriting templates. Repeated focus, visualization, and affirmation replace old patterns with empowering beliefs. Over time, the brain adapts to the new identity. The subconscious mind executes belief automatically. Conscious awareness guides direction. Repeated emotional engagement strengthens circuits. Neural pathways align with desired belief. Automatic perception and behavior support the new identity. Reality is reshaped as the subconscious integrates new programming. Focus amplifies belief. Attention directs energy toward reinforcing neural circuits. Repeated attention to desired belief strengthens subconscious acceptance. The brain notices matching experiences. Life begins to reflect the dominant belief system. Conscious focus accelerates transformation. Action confirms belief. Acting in alignment with empowering beliefs signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural pathways adapt. Automatic behavior reflects new belief. Repetition integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old limitations dissolve. Identity aligns with desired outcomes. Belief influences health, relationships, and success. Dominant belief shapes perception of opportunities and challenges. Subconscious mind reinforces response patterns. Confidence, hope, and positivity generate flow. Limiting beliefs produce tension and restriction. Life mirrors the internal belief system. Small daily practices build belief. Repeated visualization, affirmation, and aligned action reinforce new patterns. Consistent practice integrates conscious and subconscious programming. Automatic response, perception, and identity shift to reflect new beliefs. Transformation accumulates gradually. Patience is essential. Old beliefs resist change because they provide familiar patterns. Initial discomfort is natural. Persistence and repetition allow new beliefs to dominate. Neural pathways strengthen. Subconscious mind adopts new templates. Life begins to reflect the new identity naturally. Belief is the hidden force behind habit, perception, and identity. It amplifies thought, shapes emotion, and guides action. Conscious awareness allows interruption of limiting belief. Repetition, emotional engagement, and action reinforce empowering belief. Subconscious mind integrates new patterns. Reality reflects internal state. The role of belief explains why change is possible for everyone. Past limitations do not define future potential. Subconscious programming can be updated. Attention, emotion, and repetition create lasting transformation. Every thought, feeling, and action contributes to reinforcing belief. Life can be consciously created according to the beliefs you hold. Mastering belief allows conscious creation of identity and experience. Repetition, emotion, attention, and action form a complete system. Neural pathways adapt. Subconscious patterns support new identity. Reality aligns with internal focus. Old limitations fade. Opportunities emerge. Life becomes a reflection of the beliefs consistently practiced. This chapter demonstrates that belief is not passive. It is an active force shaping perception, action, and reality. Awareness, intention, repetition, emotion, and aligned action allow mastery of belief. The subconscious mind integrates new patterns. Neural circuits adapt. Transformation occurs as new beliefs become dominant. Life becomes a reflection of the beliefs you hold. Chapter 9. Breaking the habit of self-limiting beliefs. Self-limiting beliefs control much of human behavior. They are unconscious programs stored in the subconscious mind. These beliefs tell you what is possible and what is impossible. They define what you can achieve and what you think you cannot. They shape perception, influence emotion, and guide action. To create change, you must first break the habit of holding these limiting beliefs. Most people do not realize the beliefs that govern them. They see life as dictated by circumstances. In truth, the subconscious mind interprets experience based on dominant beliefs. Repeated thought and emotion reinforce these patterns. Old beliefs feel automatic and natural. They operate without conscious awareness. Breaking them requires focused attention. The first step is awareness. You must observe current beliefs. Notice which beliefs create restriction, fear, or doubt. Observe the thoughts that arise automatically. Awareness allows recognition of patterns that limit potential. Without awareness, the subconscious mind continues to repeat old programming. Observation is the first step to freedom. Next is challenging beliefs. Question their validity. Ask yourself whether these beliefs are true or based on past experience. Recognize that old beliefs were formed in a context that may no longer apply. The subconscious mind accepts repeated thoughts as truth. New evidence must be introduced consistently to replace old beliefs. Repetition is essential. New beliefs require consistent practice to replace old habits. Repeated thought, emotion, and behavior form new neural pathways. Old circuits weaken when unused. The subconscious mind gradually accepts new programming. Over time, automatic perception and action align with new beliefs. Transformation occurs gradually, but steadily. Visualization helps rewire belief. Imagining yourself acting with confidence, success, or capability sends strong signals to the brain. Subconscious mind begins to accept the new state as real. Emotions energize the process. Repetition strengthens circuits. The imagined experience gradually becomes reality. The brain integrates new patterns through consistent practice. Affirmations support the process. Repeated statements of desired qualities reinforce new neural circuits. Emotional engagement increases effectiveness. Simple phrases such as, "I am capable," "I am worthy," "I can succeed," "I am strong," provide repeated reinforcement. The subconscious mind begins to accept these statements as true. Actions follow naturally. Emotion is critical. Limiting beliefs are often emotionally charged. Fear, doubt, and worry strengthen old patterns. Positive emotions support new beliefs. Feeling confidence, courage, and possibility energizes neural pathways. Repetition of emotional experience consolidates change. The brain adapts to align body, mind, and perception with the new belief. Mindfulness allows conscious intervention. Observing thoughts without judgment separates awareness from automatic reaction. This interrupts habitual reinforcement of old beliefs. Space is created for new beliefs to take root. Regular practice strengthens attention and enhances conscious rewiring. Mindfulness supports long-term transformation. Attention focuses energy. The mind continuously selects what to notice. Repeated attention to new beliefs strengthens circuits. The brain begins to notice experiences that match the new patterns. Conscious focus directs energy toward transformation. The subconscious mind follows. Perception and behavior gradually shift. Reality reflects the new beliefs. Action confirms belief. Acting in alignment with new patterns signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural pathways adapt. Automatic responses align with new identity. Repetition integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old limitations fade. Confidence and capability become automatic. Identity shifts naturally toward the desired self. Memory reinforces patterns. Past experiences provide templates that support old beliefs. Awareness allows creation of new templates. Repeated focus and emotional engagement replace old patterns with empowering beliefs. Over time, the brain interprets experience according to the new identity. Reality shifts to reflect the transformation. Resistance is natural. The subconscious mind prefers familiar patterns. Old beliefs feel safe and predictable. Change initially creates discomfort. Repetition and patience overcome resistance. Neural pathways gradually strengthen to support new beliefs. The brain adopts new programming automatically. Reality adjusts in alignment with new identity. Small, consistent changes accumulate. Daily practice of visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned action produces significant transformation. Repeated focus and emotion reinforce new patterns. Old circuits weaken. Automatic behavior, perception, and thought adapt to new belief. Identity reshapes naturally. The subconscious mind supports transformation. Repetition of positive thought, emotion, and behavior creates alignment. Automatic perception, action, and feeling reflect new beliefs. Old limitations dissolve. Life begins to reflect the new patterns consistently practiced. The brain integrates new programming gradually but effectively. Belief shapes every aspect of life. Dominant patterns influence perception, emotion, behavior, and experience. Repeated negative patterns create limitation. Repeated positive patterns create opportunity and growth. Conscious practice of empowering belief ensures transformation. Life becomes a reflection of internal state. The process is practical and scientific. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to rewire circuits. Conscious awareness identifies limiting beliefs. Repetition, emotional engagement, and action replace old patterns. Subconscious mind integrates new programming. Transformation is gradual, cumulative, and sustainable. Old limitations fade. New potential emerges. The habit of self-limiting beliefs can be replaced. Awareness, repetition, emotion, visualization, affirmation, and action form a complete system for rewiring. Neural circuits adapt. Subconscious mind aligns with new patterns. Automatic perception and behavior support the desired identity. Reality begins to reflect conscious practice and internal transformation. By breaking old beliefs and reinforcing new ones, life can be consciously created. Attention, emotion, repetition, and action shape identity. Neural pathways adapt to support new belief. Subconscious mind integrates new programming. Reality becomes a reflection of the identity consistently practiced. Transformation is achievable for anyone willing to commit to consistent practice. This chapter demonstrates that self-limiting beliefs are not permanent. Awareness, conscious practice, emotional engagement, repetition, and action allow lasting change. The brain rewires. Subconscious patterns adjust. Old limitations fade. New beliefs become dominant. Life becomes a reflection of conscious intention and effort. The habit of being limited can be replaced by the habit of creating possibility. Chapter 10: Creating a New Self Through Thought and Belief. The self is a construct created by thought and belief. Every habit, perception, and behavior contributes to identity. Old patterns reinforce the familiar self. To create a new self, conscious attention, belief, and repeated practice are required. The brain is highly adaptable and capable of rewiring. Every thought, emotion, and action contributes to shaping identity. Awareness is the first step. Observing current thoughts and beliefs reveals habitual patterns. Identify which patterns support growth and which limit potential. Conscious recognition allows intervention. Without awareness, the subconscious mind continues repeating old patterns automatically. Observation is the foundation for intentional change. Belief drives identity formation. The subconscious mind accepts repeated thoughts as truth. Strong belief aligns attention, emotion, and action with desired outcomes. Belief acts as the lens through which experience is interpreted. Positive belief generates opportunity and growth. Limiting belief creates restriction and fear. Shaping belief is essential to creating a new self. Thought repetition strengthens neural circuits. Repeated focus on empowering ideas consolidates new pathways. The brain integrates repeated patterns into automatic responses. Conscious effort is required initially. Over time, repetition transforms new patterns into default behavior. Old identity gradually fades. The new self emerges naturally as circuits strengthen. Visualization is a critical tool. Imagining oneself acting, thinking, or feeling as the desired self sends strong signals to the brain. Subconscious patterns align with the imagined state. Emotional engagement energizes neural pathways. Repetition consolidates circuits. Over time, imagined identity becomes actual experience. The mind and body adapt to support new self. Affirmations reinforce belief. Repeated statements of desired qualities guide the subconscious mind. Emotional engagement strengthens the effect. Phrases such as, "I am confident," "I am capable," "I am resilient," provide reinforcement. Repetition allows the brain to accept these qualities as reality. Automatic perception and behavior gradually align with the new identity. Emotion energizes change. The subconscious mind responds more strongly to feeling than logic. Experiencing confidence, courage, and possibility strengthens neural circuits. The body aligns with emotional state. Automatic responses emerge that reflect the desired self. Repetition of emotional experience solidifies new patterns. Identity and reality begin to reflect intention. Action confirms identity. Acting in alignment with the new self signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic behavior, posture, and energy align with the desired identity. Repeated action integrates thought, belief, and emotion. Old habits fade. The new self becomes consistent and natural. The brain filters perception through existing patterns. Old identity limits perception automatically. Conscious attention introduces new patterns. Repetition, visualization, and emotional engagement reshape filtering. Subconscious mind gradually accepts new templates. Perception shifts. Reality begins to reflect new identity. Memory reinforces transformation. Past experiences create templates for interpreting life. Old patterns bias perception. Introducing repeated new thoughts, behaviors, and feelings creates new templates. Neural circuits adapt to the new identity. Automatic responses begin to align with desired self. Reality gradually shifts in harmony with new patterns. Small daily practices accelerate change. Consistent visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned action produce cumulative transformation. Neural pathways strengthen over time. The subconscious mind integrates new programming, identity shifts naturally. Old self fades. Life aligns with the new self. Resistance is natural. The subconscious mind prefers familiar patterns. Change initially creates discomfort. Old habits pull strongly. Patience, persistence, and repetition allow new circuits to dominate. Neural pathways strengthen to support new self. Subconscious mind adopts new identity automatically. Reality adjusts to match transformation. Focus directs energy. Attention to desired identity strengthens circuits. Repeated focus and emotional engagement reinforce belief. Opportunities that align with new self are noticed. Perception filters experience through new patterns. Conscious focus accelerates transformation. Subconscious mind follows. Reality reflects consistent practice. Belief shapes behavior. Dominant thought and emotion reinforce identity. Old self persists until new belief is consistently repeated and emotionally experienced. New neural circuits adapt. Automatic behavior aligns with desired self. Perception shifts. Reality mirrors the identity consistently practiced. The mind and body adapt together. Brain rewiring influences posture, energy, and reaction to stress. Subconscious patterns shape automatic responses. New mental patterns create new bodily states. Confidence, resilience, and calmness become natural. Identity is embodied. Reality reflects internal alignment. Attention, belief, emotion, visualization, affirmation, and action form a complete system for creating a new self. Each element reinforces the others. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition consolidates new circuits. Emotion energizes transformation. Action confirms learning. Integration ensures lasting change. Transformation is cumulative. Small daily practices accumulate over time. Neural pathways strengthen. Subconscious mind supports new self. Automatic perception, behavior, and feeling align with desired identity. Old self fades gradually. The new self emerges naturally. Reality becomes a reflection of internal patterns and consistent practice. The subconscious mind supports lasting change. Repeated patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior create alignment. Automatic responses, perception, and identity reflect the new self. Old limitations dissolve. Life consistently mirrors internal transformation. The brain integrates new programming over time. Creating a new self is practical and scientific. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to rewire. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief shapes direction. Repetition, visualization, affirmation, emotion, and action consolidate transformation. Subconscious mind adopts new patterns automatically. Identity shifts. Reality aligns with the desired self. Every thought and belief contributes to identity. The new self emerges gradually with consistent practice. Neural circuits strengthen. Subconscious mind supports new patterns. Automatic behavior and perception reflect desired self. Reality becomes a mirror of internal focus. Old habits fade. Transformation is achievable for anyone committed to consistent intentional practice. By mastering thought and belief, you shape the brain and subconscious mind. Repeated attention, emotional engagement, and aligned action reinforce new identity. Old limitations fade. Life becomes a reflection of the new self, consistently practiced. Reality responds to internal alignment. The habit of being limited can be replaced with the habit of creating desired identity. Chapter 11. The role of emotion in transforming your life. Emotion is a powerful force in shaping human experience. Every thought, perception and behavior is influenced by feeling. Emotions signal the brain and body about what is important. Positive emotions support growth, creativity, and resilience. Negative emotions restrict perception, limit action, and reinforce old patterns. Understanding and managing emotion is essential for transformation. Most people underestimate the power of feeling. They focus only on thought or behavior. In reality, emotion energizes thought and guides action. The subconscious mind responds more strongly to feeling than logic. Repeated emotional experience strengthens neural circuits. Patterns of thought and behavior follow emotion automatically. Transformation requires conscious engagement with feeling. Awareness of emotion is the first step. Observing current emotional responses reveals habitual patterns. Notice which feelings support growth and which reinforce limitation. Awareness interrupts automatic patterns. The mind separates from reactive habit. Observation provides the foundation for intentional change. Without awareness, the subconscious mind continues to repeat old emotional programming. Emotion directs attention. Strong feelings focus the brain on what matters most. Fear narrows perception. Excitement expands awareness. Curiosity directs attention to new possibilities. Repeated emotional focus strengthens neural circuits. Automatic perception and behavior adapt according to dominant emotional patterns. Where attention goes, energy flows. Emotional repetition reinforces identity. Repeated experiences of confidence, courage, and joy create neural pathways that support these qualities. Old emotional patterns fade when not reinforced. The subconscious mind integrates repeated emotional experience. Automatic perception, thought, and behavior begin to align with new patterns. Identity shifts gradually toward desired self. Visualization energizes emotion. Imagining desired outcomes creates strong emotional signals for the brain. Subconscious mind interprets imagined experience as real. Emotions energize neural pathways. Repetition consolidates circuits. Over time, imagined emotional states are experienced as actual reality. The brain integrates new patterns, reinforcing transformation. Affirmation strengthens emotional patterns. Repeated statements of desired qualities guide the subconscious mind. Emotional engagement enhances effectiveness. Statements such as "I am confident," "I am capable," "I am resilient" reinforce neural circuits. Repetition of emotionally charged affirmation integrates belief, thought, and feeling. Automatic responses gradually align with desired identity. Emotion influences the body. Brain and body are inseparable in shaping experience. Positive emotions reduce stress hormones, enhance energy, and improve health. Negative emotions trigger tension, stress, and restriction. Repeated emotional patterns shape automatic bodily responses. Transformation requires alignment of mind, body, and emotion. Mindfulness supports emotional mastery. Observing feeling without judgment allows separation from automatic reaction. Awareness interrupts old emotional patterns. Space is created for new emotional experience. Repetition of mindful observation strengthens attention. Conscious rewiring of emotional response enhances long-term transformation. Action reinforces emotion. Acting in alignment with positive feelings signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic behavior reflects the desired emotional state. Repetition integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old patterns fade. New emotional patterns become default. Identity aligns with conscious intention. Memory interacts with emotion. Past experiences influence current emotional response. Old patterns bias perception and behavior. Awareness and intentional practice allow creation of new emotional templates. Repeated focus, visualization, and affirmation replace old patterns with empowering emotional responses. Neural circuits adapt. Reality gradually reflects emotional transformation. Resistance is natural. The subconscious mind prefers familiar emotional patterns. Change initially feels uncomfortable. Fear, doubt, and anxiety may emerge. Persistence, patience, and repetition allow new emotional circuits to dominate. Neural pathways strengthen to support desired emotional state. Subconscious mind adopts new programming automatically. Reality begins to reflect transformed emotion. Small daily practices accumulate. Daily attention to desired emotional states. Repeated visualization, affirmation, and aligned action strengthen neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates patterns gradually. Automatic perception, behavior, and identity shift to reflect new emotional state. Old emotional habits fade. Life aligns with the desired emotional patterns. Emotion shapes perception. Dominant feelings direct attention to consistent experiences. Negative emotions create limited perception. Positive emotions expand awareness of opportunity and possibility. The subconscious mind reinforces dominant emotional patterns automatically. Life mirrors the emotional state consistently practiced. Belief amplifies emotion. Strong belief energizes feeling and strengthens neural pathways. Repeated emotional experience, aligned with belief, accelerates transformation. Subconscious mind integrates repeated patterns. Automatic perception and behavior reflect desired emotional state. Identity shifts naturally. Reality aligns with internal focus. Neuroplasticity supports emotional change. Neural circuits adapt based on repeated thought, feeling, and action. Emotional engagement consolidates new pathways. Subconscious mind integrates patterns. Old emotional habits fade. New emotional responses dominate. Transformation is practical and sustainable. Attention, emotion, belief, visualization, affirmation, and action form a complete system for emotional transformation. Each element strengthens the others. Awareness identifies old emotional patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition consolidates circuits. Emotion energizes change. Action confirms learning. Integration ensures lasting transformation. The subconscious mind supports emotional mastery. Repeated patterns of feeling, thought, and action align with desired emotional state. Automatic perception and behavior reflect new emotional identity. Old emotional patterns dissolve. Life consistently mirrors internal transformation. The brain integrates emotional programming over time. Creating mastery over emotion allows conscious creation of identity and experience. Daily practice of awareness, attention, visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned action rewires neural circuits. Old emotional habits fade. Automatic perception and behavior align with desired emotional state. Reality becomes a mirror of internal alignment. Emotion is not passive. It actively shapes thought, perception, action, and reality. Understanding and managing emotion allows conscious participation in life creation. Repeated attention, emotional engagement, and aligned action consolidate new emotional patterns. Subconscious mind integrates change. Transformation occurs as old patterns fade and desired emotional state becomes dominant. By mastering emotion, belief, and thought, life can be consciously created. Repetition and consistent practice strengthen neural circuits. Automatic responses, perception, and identity reflect desired emotional patterns. Reality aligns with internal focus. The habit of reacting unconsciously can be replaced by the habit of creating emotional states that support growth, resilience, and fulfillment.
Chapter 12. The Power of Visualization and Imagination.
Visualization and imagination are powerful tools for shaping reality. The brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real experiences. Repeated imagination of success, confidence, or health sends strong signals to the subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt to the imagined experience. Thoughts and actions begin to align with the vision. Life begins to reflect the internal focus. Most people underestimate the power of imagination. They see it as a passive mental exercise. In truth, imagination is an active force that energizes neural pathways. Emotional engagement with visualization enhances effectiveness. Repeated visualization consolidates circuits that support the desired identity. The brain learns to act in alignment with the imagined self. Visualization begins with clarity. The more detailed and specific the imagined experience, the stronger the neural signals. Imagine acting with confidence, facing challenges with courage, achieving goals and feeling success. Include emotions, physical sensations and mental clarity. The subconscious mind accepts detailed mental images as reality. Repetition strengthens the neural patterns. Emotion amplifies imagination. The subconscious mind responds to feeling more than logic. Feeling the excitement of achievement, the confidence of capability, or the calm of focus strengthens neural circuits. Emotional experience during visualization energizes the brain. Neural pathways adapt to integrate the imagined experience. Automatic perception and behavior gradually align with the vision. Repetition is essential. One visualization may create a temporary impression. Repeated visualization consolidates neural circuits. Daily practice strengthens pathways that support the desired identity. The subconscious mind begins to accept the imagined state as truth. Automatic behavior, perception, and thought gradually align with new patterns. Identity begins to shift naturally. Visualization influences the body. Imagining physical success, confidence, or health triggers physiological responses. Heart rate, posture, and energy shift. Neural circuits adapt to align mind and body. Repeated visualization consolidates physical patterns. The body supports mental and emotional changes automatically. Neural integration enhances overall transformation. Affirmation supports visualization. Repeated statements of desired qualities combined with imaginative experience reinforce neural circuits. Emotional engagement strengthens the effect. Statements such as "I am confident," "I am capable," "I am resilient" energize visualization. Repetition allows subconscious mind to accept the new identity. Action follows naturally. Mindfulness enhances visualization. Observing mental images and emotional responses without judgment strengthens attention. Awareness interrupts old patterns. Space is created for new patterns to integrate. Focused visualization combined with mindful observation consolidates learning. Subconscious mind accepts new patterns more efficiently. Transformation accelerates. Action reinforces imagined experiences. Acting as if the imagined scenario is real signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic perception and behavior align with the visualized state. Repetition integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old habits fade. The new self emerges naturally. Identity aligns with consistent practice. Memory interacts with imagination. Past experiences influence interpretation of imagined events. Awareness and intentional focus allow creation of new templates. Repeated visualization and emotional engagement replace old patterns with empowering mental experiences. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic responses align with new identity. Reality gradually shifts to match imagination. Resistance is natural. The subconscious mind prefers familiar patterns. Visualization initially may feel awkward or uncomfortable. Repetition, patience, and emotional engagement allow neural circuits to strengthen. Subconscious mind gradually accepts new patterns. Automatic perception and behavior begin to reflect imagined identity. Transformation occurs naturally. Small daily practices accumulate. Consistent visualization, emotional engagement, affirmation, and aligned action strengthen neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates new patterns gradually. Automatic perception, behavior, and thought align with the visualized self. Old identity fades. Life begins to reflect imagination consistently practiced. Belief amplifies visualization. Strong belief energizes mental imagery and emotional engagement. Repeated visual experience, aligned with belief, strengthens neural pathways. Subconscious mind integrates new templates. Automatic perception and behavior reflect desired identity. Identity shifts naturally. Reality mirrors internal focus. The brain adapts to repeated imagination. Neural circuits form patterns consistent with visualized experience. Automatic thought, perception, and behavior follow. Emotional engagement reinforces integration. Subconscious mind accepts new identity as default. Transformation becomes sustainable and practical. Old limitations dissolve. New potential emerges. Attention directs energy. Focused visualization strengthens pathways supporting desired self. Neural circuits consolidate repeated patterns. Subconscious mind integrates experiences. Opportunities consistent with visualization are noticed. Perception filters reality through new templates. Conscious focus accelerates transformation. Automatic response aligns with imagined identity. Emotion, attention, belief, repetition, and action form a complete system for visualization. Each element strengthens the others. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition consolidates circuits. Emotion energizes transformation. Action confirms learning. Integration ensures lasting change. Visualization influences every area of life. Health, relationships, creativity, and success respond to mental experience. Dominant imagined patterns guide perception and behavior. Subconscious mind integrates repeated experience automatically. Reality begins to reflect imagined and practiced identity. Old limitations fade. New opportunities emerge. Creating a new self through imagination is practical and scientific. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to rewire circuits. Awareness identifies limiting patterns. Repeated visualization and emotional engagement consolidate new pathways. Subconscious mind integrates new programming. Identity shifts naturally. Reality aligns with internal focus. Transformation becomes sustainable. Every thought and imagined experience contributes to identity. Consistent daily practice strengthens neural pathways. Automatic behavior, perception, and emotion align with imagined self. Subconscious mind supports transformation. Old identity fades. Reality reflects the life consistently imagined and practiced. Possibility becomes reality through repeated visualization and belief. Mastery of visualization allows conscious creation of identity and experience. Repetition, emotional engagement, attention, belief, and aligned action reinforce neural circuits. Automatic perception, behavior, and feeling reflect new identity. Reality aligns with internal focus. Old limitations dissolve. Transformation is achievable for anyone willing to practice consistently and intentionally. Chapter 13. Reprogramming the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind controls most of human experience. It stores beliefs, habits, and patterns of thought and behavior. It interprets experience automatically and drives responses without conscious thought. To transform life consciously, reprogramming the subconscious mind is essential. Old patterns must be replaced with new empowering templates. Awareness is the first step. Observing current subconscious programming reveals limiting beliefs and automatic responses. Awareness interrupts unconscious repetition of old patterns. Recognition of habitual thought emotion and behavior, allows conscious intervention. Without awareness, the subconscious mind continues to operate according to old programming. Belief is central to reprogramming. The subconscious mind accepts repeated thought and emotion as truth. Strong belief aligns attention, emotion, and action with desired outcomes. Belief acts as a filter through which experience is interpreted. Repeated reinforcement allows the subconscious mind to adopt new patterns automatically. Old limitations gradually dissolve. Repetition strengthens neural circuits. Repeated thought, emotion, and action create pathways that support new behavior and perception. The brain integrates these patterns into automatic responses. Conscious effort is necessary at first. Over time, repetition transforms new patterns into default behavior. The subconscious mind begins to operate according to the new programming. Visualization is a key tool. Imagining oneself acting, feeling, or thinking as desired sends strong signals to the brain. Subconscious patterns adapt to match the imagined state. Emotional engagement energizes neural pathways. Repeated visualization consolidates circuits. Over time, imagined experience becomes reflected in automatic perception and behavior. Reality aligns with internal focus. Affirmation supports reprogramming. Repeated statements of desired qualities guide the subconscious mind. Emotional engagement strengthens the effect. Phrases such as "I am confident," "I am capable," "I am resilient" provide reinforcement. Repetition allows the subconscious mind to accept these qualities as truth. Action follows naturally. Emotion energizes reprogramming. The subconscious mind responds more strongly to feeling than logic. Experiencing confidence, courage, and possibility strengthens neural circuits. Automatic behavior aligns with the desired patterns. Repetition of emotional experience consolidates transformation. Identity and reality begin to reflect new subconscious programming. Mindfulness enhances reprogramming. Observing thoughts and emotional responses without judgment separates awareness from automatic reaction. Awareness interrupts old patterns. Space is created for new templates to integrate. Mindful observation strengthens attention and enhances long-term rewiring. Subconscious mind adopts new patterns more efficiently. Transformation accelerates. Action confirms reprogramming. Acting in alignment with new thought and belief signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic behavior aligns with desired identity. Repetition integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old patterns fade. New automatic responses support transformation. Identity shifts naturally toward the desired self. Memory reinforces new programming. Past experiences provide templates for interpretation. Old patterns bias perception. Repeated focus on desired outcomes creates new templates. Neural circuits adapt to integrate new subconscious patterns. Automatic responses align with the transformed identity. Reality gradually reflects subconscious change. Resistance is natural. The subconscious mind prefers familiar patterns. Change initially feels uncomfortable. Old habits pull strongly. Repetition, patience, and emotional engagement allow new circuits to dominate. The brain gradually rewires. Automatic perception and behavior align with the desired subconscious programming. Transformation occurs naturally over time. Small, consistent practices accumulate. Daily visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned action strengthen neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates new programming gradually. Automatic perception, behavior, and thought align with new patterns. Old identity fades. Life begins to reflect the reprogrammed subconscious mind. Belief amplifies reprogramming. Strong belief energizes thought and emotion. Repeated experiences aligned with belief strengthen neural pathways. Subconscious mind integrates patterns automatically. Automatic perception and behavior reflect desired identity. Identity shifts naturally. Reality mirrors internal focus. Attention directs energy. Focused repetition and emotional engagement strengthen circuits supporting the new subconscious patterns. The brain notices experiences that align with new programming. Perception filters life through new templates. Conscious focus accelerates transformation. Subconscious mind follows. Reality adjusts to match intention. Visualization, affirmation, emotion, belief, attention and action form a complete system for subconscious reprogramming. Each element reinforces the others. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition consolidates circuits. Emotional engagement energizes transformation. Action confirms learning. Integration ensures lasting change. The subconscious mind supports lasting transformation. Repeated thought, feeling, and behavior align automatic perception, identity, and response with desired patterns. Old limiting habits dissolve. Life consistently mirrors internal programming. Neural circuits integrate new patterns over time. Automatic perception and behavior reflect reprogrammed subconscious mind. Reprogramming allows conscious creation of identity and reality. Daily attention to thought, emotion and aligned action rewires the brain. Old patterns fade. Automatic perception, thought, and behavior align with new templates. Reality reflects consistent internal transformation. The habit of limitation can be replaced by a habit of possibility and empowerment. Every thought, belief and emotional experience contributes to subconscious reprogramming. Consistent practice strengthens neural pathways. Automatic behavior, perception, and identity reflect new programming. Subconscious mind supports transformation. Old identity fades. Reality mirrors consistent internal focus and effort. Transformation becomes sustainable and practical. By mastering subconscious reprogramming, life can be consciously created. Repetition, emotional engagement, visualization, affirmation, and aligned action strengthen neural circuits. Automatic responses, perception, and identity reflect desired patterns. Reality aligns with internal focus. Old limitations dissolve. Transformation becomes a natural outcome of consistent intentional practice. Chapter 14. Living as your new self. Living as your new self requires conscious attention and consistent practice. Transformation is not a single event, but a process. Every thought, emotion, and action contributes to identity. New patterns must be reinforced until they become automatic. The subconscious mind integrates repeated patterns. Life begins to reflect the new self naturally. Awareness is essential. Observing current thoughts and behaviors identifies where old patterns persist. Awareness allows intervention before automatic responses occur. Observation separates conscious self from habitual self. Without awareness, old identity continues to influence perception and action. Conscious living supports natural integration of new identity. Belief drives living as the new self. The subconscious mind accepts repeated thought and emotion as reality. Strong belief directs attention and behavior toward desired outcomes. Belief acts as a filter for perception. Positive belief expands possibilities. Limiting belief restricts experience. Dominant belief shapes identity and reality automatically. Repetition strengthens new patterns. Repeated thoughts, emotions and behaviors consolidate neural circuits. Old patterns weaken when not reinforced. The subconscious mind gradually aligns with the new self. Automatic perception and behavior reflect new identity. Daily practice ensures lasting integration of new self. Visualization supports living as your new self. Imagining, acting, feeling, and thinking in alignment with the desired identity strengthens neural circuits. Subconscious mind adapts to the imagined state. Emotional engagement energizes pathways. Repetition consolidates circuits. Over time, imagined identity becomes automatic in perception and action. Life reflects internal focus. Affirmation reinforces identity. Repeated statements of desired qualities guide subconscious programming. Emotional engagement strengthens the effect. Phrases such as "I am confident," "I am capable," "I am resilient" support daily integration. Repetition allows automatic perception, thought, and action to align with new self. Identity emerges naturally through practice. Emotion drives transformation. Subconscious mind responds more strongly to feeling than logic. Positive emotions strengthen new patterns. Experiencing confidence, courage, and possibility energizes neural circuits. Automatic behavior reflects emotional state. Repetition consolidates new identity. Life begins to align with internal emotional experience. Action confirms living as new self. Acting in alignment with desired identity signals brain and subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic behavior aligns with new identity. Repeated practice integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old habits fade. New patterns dominate perception, emotion, and behavior naturally. Identity is reinforced through action. Memory interacts with transformation. Past experiences provide templates for interpreting life. Old patterns bias perception. Awareness and intentional practice create new templates. Repeated focus, visualization, emotional engagement, and action replace old patterns. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic responses align with desired self. Reality reflects internal transformation gradually. Resistance is natural. Subconscious mind prefers familiar patterns. Change initially feels uncomfortable. Old habits pull strongly. Persistence, patience, and repetition allow new circuits to dominate. Automatic perception and behavior gradually align with desired self. Transformation occurs naturally as new patterns are reinforced consistently. Small daily practices accumulate. Daily visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned action strengthen neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates new patterns gradually. Automatic perception, behavior, and thought shift to reflect new self. Old identity fades. Life begins to reflect consistent internal practice. Attention focuses energy. Conscious focus on desired identity strengthens neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates repeated patterns. Opportunities aligned with new self are noticed. Perception filters experience through new templates. Conscious focus accelerates transformation. Automatic responses align with internal identity. Reality mirrors consistent practice. Belief amplifies living as new self. Strong belief energizes thought and emotion. Repeated engagement with positive identity strengthens neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates patterns automatically. Automatic perception and behavior align with desired self. Identity shifts naturally. Life reflects internal focus and effort consistently. Visualization, affirmation, emotion, belief, attention, and action form a complete system for living as new self. Each element reinforces the others. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition consolidates circuits. Emotional engagement energizes transformation. Action confirms learning. Integration ensures lasting change. Living as new self influences every aspect of life. Health, relationships, career, and creativity respond to internal patterns. Dominant identity shapes perception and behavior automatically. Subconscious mind integrates repeated experience. Reality reflects consistent internal focus. Old habits dissolve. New opportunities emerge. Creating a new self is practical and scientific. Neuroplasticity allows brain to rewire neural circuits. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition, visualization, affirmation, emotion, and action consolidate change. Subconscious mind adopts new patterns automatically. Identity shifts naturally. Reality aligns with internal focus. Every thought, feeling, and action contributes to living as new self. Daily practice strengthens neural pathways. Automatic perception, thought, and behavior align with desired identity. Subconscious mind supports transformation. Old self fades. Reality becomes a mirror of consistent internal practice and focus. Transformation is sustainable and practical. Mastery of living as new self allows conscious creation of experience. Attention, belief, emotion, visualization, affirmation, and aligned action reinforce neural circuits. Automatic perception, behavior, and emotion reflect new identity. Reality aligns with internal focus. Old limitations dissolve. Transformation becomes the natural outcome of consistent, intentional practice. Chapter 15. Maintaining your new identity and growth. Maintaining your new identity requires ongoing attention and practice. Transformation is not a one-time event. Every thought, emotion, and action reinforces identity. Consistent reinforcement strengthens neural circuits. The subconscious mind integrates repeated patterns. Life reflects new identity naturally when practice is maintained. Awareness is essential. Observing thoughts and behavior identifies areas where old patterns may return. Awareness interrupts unconscious repetition. Observation separates conscious self from habitual self. Without awareness, old identity can resurface. Conscious living ensures continued integration of new self. Belief sustains growth. Subconscious mind accepts repeated thought and emotion as reality. Strong belief reinforces desired identity. Belief filters perception and guides action. Dominant belief shapes identity automatically. Positive belief expands possibilities. Limiting belief restricts experience. Maintaining belief strengthens new identity. Repetition consolidates identity. Daily practice of thought, emotion, and behavior reinforces neural circuits. Old patterns weaken when not reinforced. Subconscious mind gradually aligns with new identity. Automatic perception, behavior, and thought reflect desired self. Repetition ensures lasting integration of transformation. Visualization supports maintenance. Imagining, acting, feeling, and thinking in alignment with new identity strengthens neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates imagined state into automatic perception and behavior. Emotional engagement energizes pathways. Repetition consolidates circuits. Life continues to align with internal focus. Affirmation reinforces identity. Repeated statements of desired qualities guide subconscious programming. Emotional engagement strengthens effect. Phrases such as "I am confident," "I am capable," "I am resilient" support consistent maintenance. Repetition allows subconscious mind to sustain automatic perception, thought, and behavior in alignment with new identity. Emotion energizes maintenance. Subconscious mind responds more strongly to feeling than logic. Positive emotions reinforce new patterns. Experiencing confidence, courage, and joy strengthens neural circuits. Automatic behavior aligns with emotional state. Repetition consolidates identity. Life reflects continued internal transformation. Action confirms identity. Acting in alignment with new self signals the brain and subconscious mind. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic behavior aligns with desired identity. Repeated practice integrates thought, emotion, and action. Old patterns fade. New patterns dominate perception, emotion, and behavior. Identity is reinforced through ongoing action. Memory interacts with maintenance. Past experiences provide templates for interpreting life. Old patterns can bias perception. Awareness and intentional focus create new templates. Repeated visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement and action replace old patterns. Neural circuits adapt. Automatic responses align with desired self. Reality continues to reflect internal focus. Resistance is natural. Subconscious mind prefers familiar patterns. Old habits may attempt to resurface. Persistence, patience and repetition allow new circuits to dominate. Automatic perception and behavior gradually realign with desired self. Transformation continues naturally with ongoing reinforcement. Small daily practices accumulate. Consistent visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned actions strengthen neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates new patterns gradually. Automatic perception, behavior, and thought remain aligned with new identity. Old self fades. Life reflects ongoing internal practice. Attention directs energy. Focus on desired identity strengthens neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates repeated patterns. Opportunities consistent with new self are noticed. Perception filters life through new templates. Conscious focus accelerates transformation. Automatic responses remain aligned with internal identity. Reality mirrors consistent attention and effort. Belief amplifies growth. Strong belief energizes thought and emotion. Repeated engagement with desired identity strengthens neural circuits. Subconscious mind integrates patterns automatically. Automatic perception and behavior reflect desired self. Identity remains strong. Life continues to reflect internal focus and effort consistently. Visualization, affirmation, emotion, belief, attention and action form a complete system for maintaining identity. Each element strengthens the others. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition consolidates circuits. Emotional engagement energizes maintenance. Action confirms learning. Integration ensures lasting change. Maintaining new identity influences all areas of life. Health, relationships, career and creativity respond to internal patterns. Dominant identity guides perception and behavior automatically. Subconscious mind integrates repeated experience. Reality reflects continued internal focus. Old habits dissolve. New opportunities continue to emerge. Sustained growth is practical and scientific. Neuroplasticity allows brain to rewire circuits continually. Awareness identifies old patterns. Belief provides direction. Repetition, visualization, affirmation, emotion, and action consolidate transformation. Subconscious mind reinforces new patterns automatically. Identity remains stable. Reality aligns with internal focus over time. Every thought, feeling, and action contributes to maintaining identity. Daily practice strengthens neural pathways. Automatic perception, thought and behavior reflect desired self. Subconscious mind supports transformation. Old self fades completely. Reality mirrors consistent internal focus and effort. Ongoing transformation becomes sustainable and practical. Mastery of identity maintenance allows conscious creation of life experience. Attention, belief, emotion, visualization, affirmation, and aligned action reinforce neural circuits. Automatic perception, behavior, and emotion reflect new identity. Reality aligns with internal focus. Old limitations dissolve. Transformation becomes a natural outcome of consistent intentional practice. Living as your new self with consistent maintenance ensures continued growth. Neural circuits remain strong. Subconscious mind integrates repeated patterns. Automatic perception, behavior, and thought align with desired identity. Life consistently reflects internal focus and effort. Old patterns remain dormant. transformation becomes permanent. By mastering maintenance, growth, and consistent practice, identity and reality remain aligned. Repetition, emotional engagement, visualization, affirmation, belief, and action strengthen neural circuits. Automatic responses, perception, and identity continue to reflect desired patterns. Life mirrors internal focus and conscious intention. Transformation becomes lifelong and sustainable. Congratulations on completing this journey of transformation. You have learned how thoughts, beliefs, and emotions shape your life. You now understand how to reprogram your subconscious mind and create a new identity. Every chapter has provided tools, techniques, and practices to help you live as your highest self. Remember that transformation is a process, not a single event. Consistent practice is essential. Daily awareness, visualization, affirmation, emotional engagement, and aligned action reinforce new neural circuits. Over time, these practices become automatic. The subconscious mind adopts new patterns. Your life begins to reflect your conscious choices and focus. Embrace the power within you. You are capable of creating your reality. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs shape every experience. By applying the techniques in this audiobook, you can break old habits, overcome limiting beliefs, and live in alignment with your desired self. Growth is available to anyone willing to commit to consistent practice. Your journey does not end here. Continue to reinforce your new identity daily. Observe old patterns and replace them with empowering thoughts and behaviors. Visualize, affirm, and act in alignment with your highest potential. Life becomes a mirror of your inner state. Every moment is an opportunity to create, grow, and expand. Thank you for listening and investing in your personal growth. Remember that the power to change your life is already within you. Take the knowledge you have gained and put it into practice. Live intentionally, nurture your new self, and watch your reality transform in harmony with your